Good morning, everyone. Let me give a small introduction about our eminent speaker today, Professor Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya ji. First of all, thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation to give a Silver Jubilee Memorial Lecture with SRIVT. We really appreciate your time, and definitely, I hope the uh, people who are in this call would greatly benefit from this talk. Uh, and let me give a small intro about our eminent speaker today. Professor Dr. Aryaji currently serves as a chairperson of Maharshi Dayanand Saraswati Chair at Maharshi Dayanand University, Rohtak. Formerly, he directed the Indian Foundation for Vedic Sciences and held various academic roles in Haryana. With extensive experience in Vedic scholarship, he has contributed significantly to research and education. Notable accolades include the University Medal from Punjab University, certificates of appreciation and excellence from the University of West Indies, and APS of Trinidad and Tobago, respectively. He has also been honored with Karma Yogi Samman by Edilo Foundation, Visionary Award of Excellence by Lakshya Bharti Foundation, and Veda Vibhushan by Nutrition and Natural Health Science Association, Delhi. Additionally, he holds membership in the International Film and Television Club and has received recognition from Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology, Delhi, and Sri Aurobindo Kapali Sastry Institute of Vedic Culture, Bangalore. Thank you once again, Dr. Aryaji, for accepting our invitation to give this lecture. The
Thank
floor
you.
is yours.
Now, Dr. P. Jiragaru will give some presidential remarks.
Professor Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya ji, Dr. B.S. Sastry garu, and other distinguished personalities who are on the line now, who are listening to this. Warm welcome to you to this second lecture on the occasion of Silver Jubilee celebration of SRIVT. SRIVT is started by Dr. B.S. Sastry Garu, has gone through several iterations and so many issues, and has come out successfully by developing so many science matters, by bringing the Vedic science to the bringing gap between the Vedic science and modern science, and try to develop right from herbal medicines to materials for nanoscience, nanomaterials, and the materials applications for application in defense, aerospace, and so on. So the developments have taken so many uh, points which has brought the gap how we can use the Vedic science, the traditional knowledge, and bring benefits to the modern areas. So this has gone through so many iterations, and now we are at the 25 years completing, and we look forward to achieve many more things. So it is a small celebration, and to look back and see what has been done, and to see what we can do for future. That is the purpose of this any celebration, whether it's silver, golden, or platinum. When we have achieved a particular point, just look back what we have done and what we can do further. So it is a course correction step, so that we can go in the right direction in future. And that's the step we are now in the first, and that's where we are trying to bring focus to people that what has been done, and that's how the first step was done with the arranging of memorial lectures, Silver Jubilee Memorial. And I am very grateful to Professor Ravi Prakash Arya for accepting to be with us today. And later we are also planning to have the international conference on the subject, which will be sometime in August. Of course, details will come to you. And I request all of you who are present here to please support and participate actively in that. With this small introduction, now I will go forward. So now, Professor Ravi Prakash Arya ji, we are eagerly looking forward. I invite you to deliver your lecture.
Thank you, Professor P.G. Rao ji, Dr. B.S. Shastri ji, Karthik ji, and my friends Ulrich Berg from Germany, my friend Satish Bihari from Mauritius, and other distinguished scholars mm, who are here to be with me or to hear me or just to know about my ideas on Vedic concept of science and technology. Before we proceed to the Vedic concept of science and technology, we must also know about the Vedas themselves. What are the Vedas? Vedas, generally, it is considered that they are some holy books, just like Quran, or religious books, just like Quran or Bible. But in case of Veda, this is not the uh, fact. In fact, our tradition, the Vedic tradition itself says that Vedas are apaurushyaha. Vedas are not the work of a human being. Why the Vedas are the work of a god or Brahman? Why they are called as apaurushya? In fact, when something is created, Brahman is the created of the universe. Although the modern science thinks that only the material creation is there, only the matter takes part in this creation, but our Vedic system or Vedic philosophy, it talks about that it is not only the matter, but the Brahman is the efficient cause of the entire creation, and he is the trigger. He triggers the motion in the creation, and then only the creation starts, because the motion comes from some living phenomenon, not the non-living things. So that is how Brahman has been considered is the creator of the universe. And Veda, what is the Veda? Veda is the information of creation in Brahman. Veda is the information of creation in Brahman, just like in Ishavasya Upanishad says that Ishavasya Upanishad gives so many attributes to Brahman. It says Brahman is Kavi, Manishi, Paribhu, so many names are there. So one of the names of Brahman is Kavi. Who is Kavi? And it is said that Kaver Karma Kavyam. So far as the Brahman is concerned, his work is there, his action is there, and that action is known as creation. And this is how this creation is the kavya of Brahman. It is the drishya kavya, the visible kavya of Brahman, and the Veda is the Shavya kavya of the Brahman, because this is the information embedded in Brahman regarding this creation. Just like the seed have an information of a tree, and when the seed is given a conducive atmosphere for its uh, uh, emergence, then only that tree will come out of it, of which the creation has been held by the seed. So similarly, this Veda is the creation information of creation in Brahman. Bhagavad Gita also says, Krishna says to Arjun, Triguna Vishayo Vedaha. This Veda has the subject, this Veda deals with the subject matter of this Triguna Vishaya, Trigunatmaka Srishti, this Trigunatmaka Srishti, which has been formed of Sattva, Rajas and Tamoguna. So this is how the Veda, because since this information belongs to the Brahman, so it is known as the authorship, or the authorship of the Ved is assigned to the Brahman. This Drishya, Kavya, this Srishti is visible form, and this Veda exists in the universe in the vibration form. And the earlier seers, they imbibed this information from the cosmos when they were in samadhi, and they documented it and then passed it on to the further generation. And this is how this information is coming to us. So Veda itself, its name itself suggests that it is, Veda means knowledge. It is formed of a root with to know, with to receive, because this knowledge was received by the seers in the beginning of creation. And that is why the Indian tradition says that this knowledge exists from the commencement of the creation itself. Just like an engineer, he creates engine, he manufactures an engine. The blueprint of that engine is there in the mind of the engineer. So that engine, the knowledge of the engine will be said to be the knowledge of that engineer. Similarly, the knowledge of the creation will be described as the knowledge of the Brahman, and because this knowledge exists in Brahman as the blueprint of this creation. So when we think about all these things, the two things are clear, because when we are going to do science or technology, first of all, we must have a philosophical vision, the philosophical vision of the universe. And our philosophical vision, the Vedic seer's vision, is that this creation is the handiwork of the Brahman, and he initiates the motion into this Prakriti, or what we call as energy. This energy is activated, then this whole world gets manifested. So two things are main: one is consciousness and another is matter. So when this philosophical view is there, that matter is also there, consciousness is also there, there is one Chetana Tattva and another Jada Tattva is there, then the, what we say, the science and the technology will also be started in the same way, or will also be pursued in the same way. Modern scientist thinks that this creation is the origin, or it came out from the matter itself, is the manifestation of the matter itself, and that consciousness plays no part. So they study this matter. Its physical properties are going to be studied in physics, and its chemical properties, they are going to be studied in chemistry. And this is how the whole phenomenon has developed. In modern science, they talk about the two forms of energy, kinetic energy and the potential energy. And because these two forms of energy, they belong to the matter itself. But the Vedic physicist, if we study Vaisheshika Darshan, he will talk about three forms of energy. One is Sthitij Sanskara, means potential energy. Another one is Gatij Sanskar, means kinetic energy. And third one is Bhavana Sanskar, means psychic energy. And this is how the whole scientific view developed along that side. Technology was also developed on three parallel levels. The technology that was developed based upon the matter, it was called as Yantrik technology. Then Tantric and Mantric technology. Three forms of technology we find. Even Brihad Vimana Shastra also, we find that the Yantrik Vimanas are there, Tantric Vimanas are there, Mantric Vimanas are there. Similarly, we know from that this mantric, tantric and yantric technology, they have their different bases of science. Mantric and tantric technology will have the adhyatmika spirituality as the basis of its technology, and yantric technology will have this material science as the basis of its technology and science. So how the yantric or yantric, tantric and mantric technology, they came into being, this is a point to be noted here. As I told, mantric technology generally it belongs to the Adhyatmic science, and its engineering will be the science of yoga. Yoga at Samadhi at asamprajnata level and Samadhi at samprajnata level. Thus, whatever divine powers are attained by Samadhi at samprajnata level, those are known as tantric powers, or that technology is known as tantric technology. And whatever divine powers are attained at the level of asamprajnata level, then that technology is known as mantric technology. At that stage, a seer or a yogi is able to materialize at will anything he desires. Similarly, the yantric technology, it will have this matter or adibhautic world as its a scientific aspect, and material technology, the material engineering, it will deal with the engineering of the metal, its matter itself. Now, the how what will be the offshoots or results of the mantric technology? Mantric technology, if we go with the mantric technology, then a human being will have the information of past and future lives. He will have the divinity. He will have the power of divinity. He will have divine vision. He will have divine audition. He will have divine olfaction, divine skin sensation. He will have divine energy, divine motion and speed, and he will be able to instantly materialize anything at his will. The television, the modern television, will replace the technology of divine vision. Telephone will replace the technology with telepathy or telepathic science. So different mode of transport such as air, marine, surface, they will have their substitutes in the divine powers of Utakranti, Jalasanga, Pankasanga, Kantakasanga, as mentioned in Yoga Darshan. Disciple used to go to his acharya to learn the things the acharya used to say. First of all, he will have to undergo certain testing system, so that through that testing system, the acharya was going to identify whether that disciple is deserving to attain that knowledge or not, because this tantric and yantric system of technology or these powers cannot be attained by each and every person. So this is the subjective one. But yantric technology, once you are going to develop it, it can be sold out. It can it becomes a commodity, and it can be commercialized, and it can be purchased by any person. Even the terrorist can purchase it, even the wrongdoers can purchase it, even good persons can purchase it. So it has both the impact. It can have good uses, it can have bad uses. So there are different repercussions, consequences of these technologies. Now, the emphasis of the modern science. Emphasis of the modern science is on the processing of the material things. For example, I'll just give one simple example. The crude oil is taken, and that crude oil is refined. After the crude oil is refined, it is utilized for running motor cars, aeroplanes, all the machinery. And so far it remains in the crude form, it is not usable. Similarly, the ancient or Vedic scientists, they emphasized, along with the sanskar of the material things, they emphasized upon the sanskar of the human beings also. Because for whom we are going to create all this technological know-how, technological comfort, but that human being, if he has not been transferred, then there is no use of creating all these comforts and all these facilities. Some goon, some terrorist, some beast, or some animal. Only these technologies are should be used by a transformed human being. For that system, the this Sanskara system was introduced by the Vedic seers for the human beings also. There are the processing. Sanskar is a processing, and there are 16 sanskaras for the processing of a human being from its crude form and make him reach to the divinity level. And those 16 sanskaras are very well known to everybody. So Vedic seers, they were not thinking about only the material aspects of the things or the matter only. They were thinking about that Chetan element also, which is known as consciousness or the living beings, because everything is being created. This whole, the purpose of the whole creation, what is the objective of this creation that was created by Brahman? The objective of this creation is also lies with the human being, so that a soul in the embodied form enjoy this creation, and it has an idea by enjoying it that it is not fruitful, and it becomes renunciate and go to the path of the final objective of the human life, that is known as moksha. Because the objective of the human life has only been defined by the Vedic seers. No other civilization in the world, they have defined the objective of the human life. The other civilizations, they are saying that eat, mate, and marry is the objective of the human life. But the Vedic system, Vedic philosopher says that the objective of the human life is to attain dharma, artha, kam, and moksha, and that is known as the purushartha. Purushartha literally means objective of the human life. So the final, the paramartha, that is known as a paramartha, the moksha, that is the final objective of the human life, and dharma is going to act as the base to achieve those other three objectives of the human life. But here we must understand that dharma is not a religion in Vedic sense. Dharma is accumulation of knowledge, accumulation of good sanskaras, moral, ethical values, and understanding one's duty towards his family, towards the society, towards the nation, towards humanity at large, and towards the atmosphere, environment around us. This is known as a dharma. So this whole system was developed only a human being who has become dharmika, who has become transformed, equipped with dharma, moral, ethical values, the spiritual knowledge, as well as this material knowledge. He will be a good person or deserving person to utilize all these technologies. So this was the main concept that was given by the Vedic seers. And so far as the yantric technology, it has been defined by our seers. If we study Samrangana Sutradhar of King Bhoj, there is one chapter. The entire chapter has been dedicated to Yantra Adhyaya. 30th chapter is there. And in that Yantra Adhyaya, he has described all different types of yantras. And he has given the definition of a yantra also. He says, one of the definition of a yantra he gives, and he says, yadrichaya pravrittani bhutani swena vartmanaha niyamya asmin nayati yat tad yantramiti kirtitam. What is yantra? He says that all these material things, material products made of earth, water, of Agni and Vayu, all material products, they are made up of these four things only. This space, this Akash acts as the space for all these things to exist. So King Bhoj says that just to control the natural tendencies of these four matters, four elements, and the products made up of these four elements, and to apply them to execute a particular task. Yantra means to control the natural tendency of the four elements or the matter or the products of these four matters, and to apply them to execute a particular task that is called as yantra. And further he says, Swarasena pravrittani bhutani swamanishaya kritam yashad yamayati tadva yantramiti smritam tasya bijam chaturdhashyat kshitir apu analo anilaha. He says, he explains further that all material things have their natural tendencies, and yantra is controlling those natural tendencies of those material things or those elements, just to attain that desired end results from those things. So this type of definition, it was given by uh, King Bhoj in his uh, text Samarangana Sutradhar. And the definition of technology, not only this Bhoj has given, even Mimamsa Darshan, the definition of the technology has been given. All of us know that there are four subjects of the Vedas: Jnana, Vijnana, then Karma, and Upasana. So, what is Jnana? Shankara, while defining or distinguishing between a Jnana and a Vijnana, he gives a clear cut definition of both the things. He says, Jnanam Vishayaha, Vishayanubhutira Vijnanam, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. Similarly, in 19th century, there was great Vedic scholar Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. He also defines Vijnana, and he says, Brahma Abrahmanah Trinam Yavat Abrahmanah Trinam Yavat Sakshat Anvayatvat Vijnanam. He says that starting from Brahman till the grass level, if we are going to realize those things, bring those things into our experience, that is known as Vijnana. And similarly, Shankara says, Jnanam Vishayaha, mere information, exact information of anything, that is known as Jnana. And Jnananubhutir Vijnanam, when that information is translated into one's realization or experience, that becomes Vijnana. And he further says, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma, the realization of Brahman is very blissful. Because everybody has the information that Brahman is there, but everybody is cannot experience it, cannot realize that information. And a yogi who is able to realize that information of Brahman, he becomes a Vaidyanik, he becomes a Vijnani. That is why in Vedic system, Jnana and Vijnana, they have been used simultaneously. Jnanam cha, Vijnanam cha, like these twin words have been used, because in Vedic science, Vijnana is both. It's experimental knowledge as well as experiential knowledge. But so far as the modern science is concerned, their Vijnana is only the experimental knowledge. They are doing certain experiments in the laboratory. And whatever is observed through those experiments, that is defined as Vijnana. But for a Vedic seer, this whole universe is a laboratory. All these things are happening, transforming in the universe, and he is able to view all these things in the universe through his samadhi, and whatever he views there, that becomes Vijnana for him. And similarly, whatever he realizes in his samadhi, that is also Vijnana. So difference between the modern science and the Vedic science, so far as the Jnana and Vijnana is concerned, that modern science is experimental based, and the modern science, now Vedic science, is both experimental as well as experiential science, because everything cannot be experimented in the laboratory. No doubt, in ancient time, the chemical laboratories were there. They used to call them as Rasashala, and those many equipment, some 45 Equipments were there just to develop so many chemical things and technologies there. But so far as the science of spirituality is there, when I talk about the science of mantra or science of tantra or the technology, mantric technology or the yantric technology, then this experimental science is not going to work. Only the experiential science is going to work. And in our day-to-day life also, we can see that everything cannot be experimented. Suppose you are feeling hungry or thirsty and you say somebody that I'm feeling hungry, I need food or I need water, and he will say, okay, you first prove that you are hungry, or you go to the lab and you prove that you are hungry, then only the water or the food can be given to you. That will become an absurd idea, because the hunger and thirst, another person, a person who has realized all these things, who has realized this hunger and thirst, he will immediately come to know that yes, he is right and he may be hungry. So in Vedic parlance, it is said that experience of a mystic can be verified by another mystic. So this Vedic system of the knowledge was far advanced from the modern system. We have only the yantric technology. There we had the mantric and the tantric technologies also. We have heard about Sanjay in uh, Indraprastha. He was just describing the whole happenings or the events that were taking place in Kurukshetra. He was not having a television with him, but he was given some divine vision by Veda Vyas. He gave him some yogic technology through which he was able to see all the happenings in the war area, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and he was describing to him. So this is how the whole things occurred. And so far, the next, the subject of Veda, first one is Jnana Vijnana, next is Karma, and third one is Upasana. So what is karma? Generally, the Vedic scholars think that only the rituals, doing rituals is the karma, or the karma that has been described in the Veda. As I told, even the Brahman has a karma, and the karma of a Brahman is the creation. Similarly, the karma of human beings have also been defined, and karma of human being is just to attain knowledge, and developing technology is also the karma. Karma kanda, the subject matter of the karma kanda, or the subject matter of Purva Mimamsa. In Purva Mimamsa, while describing the karma and all this, it's a sanskar, the Mimamsa Sutrakar says that dravya sanskara karmashu prarthatvat phalashruti arthavada shata. He is defining here the karma or the technology, and he says dravya sanskara karmasu. Technology is the processing of dravya sanskar, processing of some material made of 5 gross elements. And for what? Prarthatvat, for the benefit of humanity. And what will be its result? Phalashruti arthavada shat. Its result will be the fulfillment of the desires of the human being. And further, in the 8th, some 7 or 8 aphorism onward, he clearly says, Dravyanam tu kriyarathanam sansakara kratu dharma shat. And he gives a technical name to the word technology, and he says kratu dharma. Kratu dharma means technology. So he is kratu dharma shat. The main objective of the technology, kratu dharma, is dravyanam kriyarathanam sansakara. And the processing of the dravyas, material made of 5 gross elements, kriyarathanam, to accomplish different tasks. So this was the objective of technology, objective of human life. So in today's era, in modern world, the objective of technology has not been defined. There the objective has been defined, prarthatvat, for the benefit of humanity. But here, one side you are trying to give the benefit to the humanity, another side you are going to pollute this whole atmosphere environment. You are creating hazards, uh, hazardous technology, and that is going to deplete your ozone layer and global global warming. So many problems we are now going to face, and it appears that this human life is at risk. It may be eliminated from this uh, planet if this is the same thing keeps on going on this planet. So whatever done by the Vedic seers, they did it in a very measured scale, in a very eco-friendly level. They developed everything. There was a lot of technology was there in ancient India also, but that technology was never developed into big industrial houses. There were cottage industry. Every family, different family people, they were dealing with different technological know-hows. Even the shipping industry was very flourishing in Surat area in Gujarat, and few families, many families, they were manufacturing ships and all these things. So this technology, and when we study the Samrangana Sutradhar of Raja Bhoj, we'll find so many technologies there developed by him in his Samrangana Sutradhar himself. He is talking about developing an aeroplane. Vimanasya upri surya shaktyakarsana panjaram. He says the planes were there who were going to be operated with solar energy. Anshumitra manishchaiva tat shaktim apakarshati. Anshumitra mani was going to be installed, and that was going to attract the sunlight, and through that the Viman used to operate. And in Yukti Kalpa also, many types of Vimanas have been described. Vyomayanam, Vimanam va Purvamasid Mahibusam. In the time of yore, the kings, they used to have Vyomayan, even the spaceships, and these Vimanas. And at one place in Samrangana Sutradhara, this Raja Bhoj, he says, Laghu darumayam maha vihangamam dridha sulishtatanu vidhayatasya udare rasayantramadadhit jwalanam adharamadhu asya chati puranam. Having created a huge bird-like lighter body with a strong and fine frame, introduce an external combustion engine in its center with a combustion chamber above it. He is just describing all these things. Not only this, he is describing even this robotic yantras there. In Samrangana Sutradhar itself, the construction of human-shaped robots he is talking about. And those robots were having all parts of human bodies like eyes, nose, neck, arms, hands, fingers, well knit covered. They were covered by a skin which was well knit, that looks like a charming man or woman, which is able to move his every limb and part, neck, hands, legs, in a very orderly way. And the sutra is there, a Driga Griva, Talhasta, Prakoshtha Bahur, Hasta Shakhadi, Sachidram Vapur Akhilam, Tata Sindhushu, Khandasu Ghatayet, Srishtam Kilak Vidhina, Darumayam, Srishta Charmana Guptam, Punsu Atha Yuvatya Rupam, Kritvati Ramaniyam, Randragatai Pratyangam Vidhina, Naracha Sangatai Sutrai, Griva Chalana Prasaran, Vikunjanadini, Vidadhati. So this is how and he's talking about one robot who used to give beetles, pan to the guest. And he says, Karagrahana Tambula, Pradana Jal Shechana, Pranamadi, Adarsha Pratilokan, Veena Vadyadi Chakaruti. And that robot, its function was shaking hands, offering beetles, offering water, saluting, guiding to the mirror, playing musical instruments like Veena. So this type of technology, the yantras were developed in ancient India also, and anybody can say that these are all fictions and all these things. Raja Bhoj is not a fiction. His Samrangana Sutradhar has given elaborate description of the Vastu Shastra and so many things. It cannot be considered as a fiction. So Other type of robotic machines he has described. Security guard during day who could prevent the entry of unwanted persons. Security guard during night who could even fight out the infiltrating thieves or dacoits. Armed robots with sword, spear, cannon to guard king's palace and fort. Water pumps, animal robots, house underwater. So many things he has described. And lastly, he says very beautiful thing. He says paramparya kaushalam vetti yantrani karatum. He says the people who are skilled through tradition, they are traditionally skillful in developing all these technology. They can make all these yantras. And Bhoj says, I'm not going to disclose that technology because they have the copyright over it. If I'll disclose the entire technology, then their copyright violation will be there. So he says, Yantranam Ghatana Nokta. I'm not going to tell here or expose here the manufacturing technique, Ghatana, manufacturing technique of that art, Guptyaratham, because I want to keep it a secret because it is their copyright. Na ajyatavasat. It's not that I do not know all these things. I can explain all these things. So these type of things were explained, were used by Vedic seers, and in weapons also. So far as the Dhanurveda is concerned, I have written an elaborate book on Dhanurveda, the ancient Vedic military science. In Dhanurveda also we find the mantric use of weapons. Mantric use means the missiles, shastras were those weapons that going to be handled by hand, and astras were missiles. They can be operated. They used to station at particular places, and they can be operated by the missile men who used to be called as Dhanurdhar. So at the will of at his will, when he used to think about certain, when he used to bring a thought into mind, that missile used to operate from its station, and they were able to even withdraw whatever has been operated. They were able to withdraw those missiles. So this type of technology, far advanced technology, was there. So far as the Veda is concerned, or the Vedic knowledge is concerned, we had the science as well as technology. But our science and technology, it was not like the today's science and technology. Lot of difference was there. We had the yantric science, one yantric technology, but we had the tantric as well as mantric technology and science also. And if we want to find out some differences between Vedic age science and modern age science, so we can see today, we can see more and more extension of the material technology, but less and less awareness of science. During Vedic period, the awareness of science was there. Awareness of science dominated over the awareness of technological know-how. Why I call it? Because our Sanskriti, our culture used to be called as Jnana Pradhan culture. What is Jnana? The exact knowledge. If you are developing this technology, whether it is going to prove as a hazardous, whether it is going to be the eco-friendly or not, you don't have this knowledge, you don't have this awareness. First of all, you are going to develop a technology, then you find by its use applicable, oh, it's going to be hazardous, it is not going to be eco-friendly. Then you want to find out its solution, you want to find out, develop certain other technology, until the time you are able to develop another type of technology, eco-friendly technology, you do not want to withdraw it because it's a commercial, you are getting money out of it. So that awareness of science, awareness of knowledge is not there, or we are not informed about the knowledge. What was our seers? They gave this knowledge in our Shastras. That is why everywhere, when we talk about certain things, we talk about the Shastra. Do according to the Shastra, because the seers, they have received this entire cosmic knowledge and they presented that knowledge before us, so that accordingly we may develop our technology, we may make use of that knowledge, good use of that knowledge. And the Yajna technology is there. Professor, this Ulrich Berg is here. Yajna technology, it is going to help you to depollute your environment, to make your environment pollution free. And Yajna is one of the greatest Vedic tool to bring rain, to depollute the environment. So many things can be done through the Yajna. So eco-friendly things and technologies were developed by it. And today we are in a blind race for material gains. Everybody wants to make money, and everybody who is rich in money is considered the highest person. In our country, the universities have been named after saints and seers. Maharshi Vivekananda University, Dayananda University. But in the West, all the universities, they have been named after the rich persons. Harvard, Oxford. They were not any spiritual guides or the saints or the sages. They were all millionaires, billionaires. So there is a race for material gains causing, and the race for material gain is going to cause environmental hazards, global warming, depletion of ozone layer, environmental pollution, all these things. Today we are laying emphasis, as I told earlier, on the sanskaras of the material things. But in Vedic period also, along with the sanskar of material things, we laid down emphasis on the sanskar of the human beings, so that we may create good human beings. And today what is happening, in spite of all full-scale development, science, technology, what you call, what is happening? The nations, they are going hell-bent to destroy each other. We can see what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. We can see what is happening in Israel and Palestine and all, in this Red Sea, Black Sea, White Sea. Everything has been reddened. So this is what, because if you want to live a good life, you must have some philosophy for the life, how to live, how to help. We had a good philosophy. Our philosophy, modern science philosophy, is survival of the fittest. Only a person who is strong, well enough, he is going to survive. Others, they are going to perish. There is another philosophy known as Buddhist philosophy. It says, live and let live. You also live and let others live. Don't interfere with the livings of the lives of the others. But Vedic philosophy, it says, live and help others to live. You live and you also help those persons who are unable to live. That is why we introduce so many things, propakara, dana, stuti, vedas, all these things, so that the human beings may coexist along with the animal life on this planet. So this is the main significance of the Vedic philosophy. In modern scientific period, advancement is measured or mapped through technology. If you are having so many things in technological things, so you will be considered as an advanced nation. But in Vedic period, the advancement was mapped through the scientific awareness. If the scientific awareness is there, the more the scientific awareness, the more advanced you are. Today, we just see the hazardous industry is in full swing. In Bhopal tragedy and everything, and the rich countries, the developed countries, they are transferring their hazardous industries to the poorer countries. And we can know in India also, this Bombay High, it was made a dumping ground for the nuclear waste coming from the Western countries, Canada and all this. Even this Waipin Island in Cochin, in Kerala, it was made a dumping ground for the nuclear waste from Canada. So this is how And the rich countries, they are thinking that developing countries or the poor countries, the citizens of the poor countries, that they are guinea pigs. You can do any experiment, any hazards will take place, will give them a small amount and they will get rid of it. But if Bhopal tragedy, this would have happened in America, this company would have become uh, penniless, because so much compensation they had to pay. But in India, compensation is so low. You will pay 1 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees and the job is over. So this is how, that main thing is the awareness, the jnana, that is the important, and that lies in India. The jnana is there. Only if the jnana is there, then the proper vijnana will be there, proper scientific study will there, then the proper technological development will be there. So I think um, uh, now the time is over, and I'm not going to carry this issue forward, and I take leave, and I thank Professor Shastri and all these organizers, this Vedic Science Institute, Maharshi Vedic Science Institute, and I congratulate them that they continuously they have working, they have completed 25 years. It's a wonder thing. It's a wonderful thing. Whatever technological development or whatever they are developing, that is all based upon Vedic scientific norms and ethos. So thanks a lot.
First, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya ji for the very excellent talk you have given. You have defined Yantrik, Tantrik, and Mantrik very clearly. More concept has come. Thank you for taking your valuable time and giving so much clearly the explanation and giving guidance. Now I request Karthik to take over for this question answer session. Sir, we'll have few minutes question answer session and request you
No
to
problem.
answer for the participants to interact. So, Karthik, would you like to take over?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ji. Thank you, Professor Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya ji. That was a wonderful lecture. I mean, I never thought you will touch upon the Samaranga Sutradhara, which talks about aeroplanes, robotics, right? I mean, whatever we are doing now, which has been already done some millions of years ago, that, and somehow we have lost it in this, I don't know, maybe because of some external factors coming into India and then destroying our education or the system of education we had or whatever might be the reasons. So thank you very much, and yeah, the floor is open for the Q&A session. So I see the hand raised by Lokesh Kumarji. You have a
Yes,
question?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to ask one question from Professor Sir. That what is the science behind the purification of air by Havana? Actually, in India, we're residing in an area where the AQI level is more than 300 and 350. And in the foreign countries, if it is reaching more than 50, then that will be alarming state for that. And they issue a guidelines to stay at home. But here in India, nobody is worrying about that. So how can it is possible by Havana to purify the air?
Actually, in India, what is happening? We are imitating West. We are in a race to become a developed countries. But in West, they have certain checks and uh, over their system now. Earlier, they didn't have all these things, but now we are free. We are doing anything. We are not taking care what is going to be hazardous for us, and the technological development is not up to that level. Moreover, whatever this EQ air quality, it is because of the dust itself. In West or in USA, you go, you won't find any dust over there. You go to Rishikesh, the same traffic is there, everything is there, but that air quality is not more than 70 or so. But in Delhi and other areas, due to dust and so many things, whatever is being burned by farmers in Punjab, in Haryana, all these things. So that is being added to that. So Havan, most important aspect of the yajna in bringing this pollution free thing is that certain things when you burn cow dung or certain herbs, they are going to create the depolluting environment because this cow dung or this products of the cow, they are going to be used in medicines also for the cure of more than 40, 50 diseases they are used. So whatever is used in medicine, if the same thing is used in havan also, then the same impact will have on the environment itself. Just like we eat chili, it we feel hotness of the chili, but when the same chili is put into the fire, that hotness is going to spread. So that matter, whatever is going to be offered as oblation into the fire of yajna, that is going to spread in thousands times in volume, and the same impact it is going to have in the atmosphere also. So these all petroleum products in Sanskrit, you might have heard a mantra that is known as Trayambaka. Trayambakam yajamahi sugandhim pushtivardhanam urva rukamiv bandhanat mrityur mukshya mamrita. This mantra, it talks about the three types of herbs. Trayambakam, there are three ambas, Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. In Atharva Ved, these three herbs have been mentioned. Amba means the herbs that are going to give you the good health, make you healthy. Ambika means which are going to purify the atmosphere, and Ambalika means which are going to spread fragrance in the atmosphere. And if you are going to yajamai, if you are going to do yajna with three types of herbs, then the whole atmosphere will be purified. So the yajna has been embedded in the very system of Indian life. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna said, Saha yajna praja srishtva. This whole creation was made or created by Brahman along with the yajna itself. So this yajna, in Bhopal tragedy also, we have two, three examples. When this tragedy took place, certain people in the family, they performed yajna and they were saved from being, you know, from death. They could save themselves from death and all these things. So more and more research is required on the yajna itself, and this is the Vedic technology. And through yajna, uh, Varsheshti yajna, it's a provision of Varsheshti yajna provision is also there. In ancient period, people used to bring yajna, this rain formation also was done through with the help of the yajna. So it can be applied. If you do yajna in your house, at least your house, the atmosphere of your house, it will be healthy. And don't think that this smoke and these carbon particles, they are going to be hazardous. In Ayurveda, you will find there is a provision of a nasha, and there is a provision of smoke, taking smoke of different herbs, and that is going to help you. So every time, everything cannot be measured with the presence of smoke and all these things. There are so many other aspects which we think as a hazardous in our system, that is a curative factor also.
So one more question I would like to ask, if you allow.
Yeah.
I have heard that the cow dung houses, the kacha ghar, they are very safe in the nuclear attack or the radioactive emissions. Is it true, sir?
Yeah, it has also been found through so many experiments. It has been found that it's nuclear proof as well as it's mosquito repellent. If you have this cow dung in your house and you just spread it, then it acts as a mosquito repellent also.
Thank you, sir. So nice of you. Thank you very much. It was a really a nice lecture, sir. So nice of you.
I request all the participants to please fill us the Google Forms. The link has been reiterated in the chat. And yeah, over to you, Ravi.
Karthik, we have one Ram Singh Verma also who has raised hand. You would
Yeah,
like to ask, sir? Ram Singh Verma, sir.
Namaste, Dr. Sahab.
Namaste, Ram Singh ji.
It's a wonderful lecture you have delivered, sir. Splendid. But my question is, what is the use for the universities students of this type of wonderful lecture? Before, some times ago, a seminar was arranged in Bharatpur, where what is the modern science and what is the science in Vedas, but nobody could prove it. So it's a wonderful lecture, and I would like to request you to this sort of lecture must be introduced in the university or college prospectus or the curriculum. Thank you.
Yes, certainly, because if we know both the aspects, then through these two aspects, modern aspect and Vedic aspect, we may complement and supplement each other. So the gap can be bridged. So there must, we may have more clarity what to develop and how to develop and how to make it more eco-friendly, more human-friendly, which is going to help the existence of life on this earth. So if you have more aspects with you, you will have more wide vision of the things.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Jitendra Tiwari, sir. Is there? Jitendra Tiwari, we have.
हाँ नमस्ते प्रणाम सर।
नमस्ते जी।
सर मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि जैसे आपने समरांगण सूत्रधार का चर्चा किया, योग दर्शन की चर्चा की, धनुर्वेद, ऐसे 3 ग्रंथों की चर्चा की, तो ये सारे ग्रंथ हमारे स्कूलों में पढ़ाए नहीं जाते हैं, न कॉलेज में पढ़ाए जाते हैं, न यूनिवर्सिटी में। तो और साथ में आपने तांत्रिक, यांत्रिक के साथ साथ तांत्रिक और इस 3 तरह के विज्ञानों की चर्चा की। तो
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है। आपकी आवाज चली गई है।
तिवारी जी, आपका वॉइस इज नॉट कमिंग, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है।
रिपीट।
ओके आई एम ट्राइंग अगेन। हाँ ठीक है सर, मैं रिपीट करता हूँ।
नहीं, फिर आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है।
ठीक है, विल कम बैक टू यू।
हिंदी या इंग्लिश में अच्छा ट्रांसलेशन मिले।
ठीक है, जितेंद्र जी आप रुकिए, फिर वापस आएंगे आपके लिए। ओके, देवी प्रसाद मिश्रा जी।
It's nice to hear you after a long time. And I don't know whether you remember me or not. I'm basically from
I
IIT
remember
Kanpur.
you,
Right
Devi
now,
Prasad ji, and let me inform the organizers. Devi Prasad ji is a director of a technical institute in Calcutta. He is also working on Vedic science. You can have his lecture also on your forum.
Thank you, thank you.
He is a technocrat like Dr. P.G. Rao.
so it's nice to hear. But what I would request you, suppose
Yeah.
you talk about yajna and other things,
Yeah.
and if we can, I mean, this is just to complement. Some of the data can be pulled together and put into. Because a lot of work is going on, but consolidation is required.
Right.
For example, I know a lot of people in yajna therapy, not only in our country,
Yeah.
and other country like Germany and other places, they are also doing.
Yeah. Yes.
But unfortunately, we don't have any compendium kind of things
Yeah.
where modern scientific data has to be taken and put together and also checked by the people. That is not, to my knowledge, it may be there because I am having my limitation.
Yeah.
Okay. And so also about the other aspects, whatever you have covered.
Yeah.
And that will really, make us in the very good foundation to take it forward. Because
Yes, sir.
I find also that there is a lot of euphoria among the people with the IKS today. When I started, a lot of people are opposing. Today
Yeah.
it's the other way around. A lot of people are for it. That is a good sign.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is also a lot of responsibility to talk in a decisive and
Right.
data oriented, so that it will be more grounded. And for that, I just informed to all of you that we have, of course, Professor Ravi Prakash is doing wonderful work. And we have started now a organization that is Bharatiya Paramparik Gyan Vigyan Samaj. It's basically a professional body on IKS, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people also having concern that how it will be getting into our education system. This organization also is trying to do that similar kind of things, and which is authenticated things, not that half couch. Rather, it is fully this thing, so that nobody can even question iota of question in their mind
Yeah.
about its authenticity. So this is my request to all the people who are involved, and also Ravi Prakash is doing wonderful work.
Yeah. Professor Devi Prasad ji, let me inform that we have also collected all those experiments done on Yajna. We have prepared a book, Yajna Vijjan. And here in the audience, we have my friend Ulrich Berg from Germany. He has done a lot of work on Yajna also. And we were planning even to take up a project on Yajna in my university, but it could not materialize due to certain reason. So more and more research is required, and certain data that has the research that has already been done, it has been collected. But because it's only 45 minutes lecture, I was just highlighting the things. Also, we cannot present all those elaborate findings, although we have all those things with us. And I must also inform that Professor Devi Prasad ji is also doing this. He is also in this job from long ago, and he is contributing a lot. He is also one of the initiator of this field.
Thank you, Arya ji and Devi Prasad ji. Actually, I would like to add something here. Actually, we conducted one Homa in Hyderabad in TTD premises in 2006 or 7, I think, and experimental way. So ISRO people came and they have taken records on the LIDAR, and during before Homa, during the Homa, and after Homa, they have measured the pollution in the environment, and that records that everything is with me. And also, actually, what are you? You are from DRDO?
No, I am from IIT Kanpur. I am from Aerospace Department. I am a professor there. Right now, I am heading one institute, NITER Kolkata.
Okay, MLN Rao is a very good friend.
No, I am having a lot of connect. I am having a lot of scientists I know from ISRO, including ISRO chairman. So I know a couple of them.
Definitely, we have to create. Actually, before this meeting, I was discussing with Professor Arya ji the necessity of forming a group, the common dayas. So many people doing something, and it's a repeatability and
yes, you are right. Consolidation is important.
Yes. So in this, the sankalpa of this seminars is networking the people who are working in the similar areas, and we have to create a common platform by definitely respecting each and every other's work. And in August celebrations, we are going to announce one common dayas and all those things. We will be in touch, Professor Devi Prasad ji. And if you share your email, and I request you, and separately I send one official letter to give a lecture.
Yes.
I'll send his WhatsApp number also. I have his WhatsApp number.
Okay. Thank you, Devi Prasad ji.
Thank you, Dr. B.S. Sastry garu and Devi Prasad ji. Now, may I request Dharmendra Kumar Jijyasu? You have any question? Dr. Dharmendra Kumar.
हाँ, सभी को नमस्ते जी, और डॉक्टर रवि प्रकाश आर्य जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, उन्होंने मुझे इसका लिंक भेजा और इतना मेरा सौभाग्य रहा, इतना अच्छा ज्ञानवर्धक ये आज लेक्चर मैंने सुना। ये वाल्मीकि रामायण में मैंने पढ़ा है, शायद जगदीश्वरानंद जी का भाष्य, कि रावण के पास जो विमान थे उनमें शायद पुष्पक विमान के बारे में लिखा है, वो दैट वाज ऑपरेटेड थ्रू माइंड पावर। तो इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा मैं जानकारी की याद देने की आपसे निवेदन करता हूँ।
नहीं, देखिए इस प्रकार का रहा है। मैंने बताया कि जो यंत्र थे, जो हथियार थे, वेपन्स थे, अस्त्रों का भी अभिमंत्रित प्रयोग होता था। मंत्रों से ही उसको ऑपरेट करते, जैसे आजकल रिमोट कंट्रोल है वो तो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के द्वारा जाता है। तो माइंड वेव्स भी थी, ऐसे रिसेप्टर्स भी फिक्स किए गए थे मशीन्स पे जो माइंड की वेव्स को कैच करते थे और उससे वो ऑपरेट हो जाते थे। इस प्रकार की भी टेक्नोलॉजी वहां पर रही थी, तो उसमें कोई वो नहीं है। ये तो मांत्रिक जो प्रयोग है और मांत्रिक टेक्नोलॉजी तो प्राचीन काल का एक बहुत बड़ा वो है, भाग है, परंतु उस पे इस समय कम काम है, उस पे कम रिसर्च भी हुआ है, कम वो भी हुआ है, तो उसको ज्यादा से ज्यादा उस दिशा में भी काम करने की आवश्यकता है।
धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Dharmendra ji. And we have Professor B.C. Chauhan. Sir, are you there?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Professor Arya ji.
थैंक यू चौहान जी, कैसे हैं आप?
बहुत बढ़िया, धन्यवाद। Nice talk और very informative to me also. And मेरे दो क्वेश्चन है, I have two questions. Like one is you talked about three technologies, यांत्रिक, मांत्रिक and तांत्रिक.
जी.
So इसमें for me I just wanted to get more light on tantric and the mantric. Are they subjective? Both?
हाँ, दोनों ही सब्जेक्टिव हैं। तांत्रिक क्या है, जैसे जब आप योगा करते हैं ना, योग के ड्यूरेशन में कुछ आपको डिवाइन पावर्स मिलती हैं, तो वो जो डिवाइन पावर्स हैं उससे आप बहुत कार्य करते हैं, वो एक तांत्रिक है। परंतु जब आप योग की हाईएस्ट स्टेज पे चले जाते हैं और जहां पर असंप्रज्ञात समाधि आती है, जहां पर जो मेडिटेटर है, पॉइंट ऑफ मेडिटेशन और जो मेडिटेशन का विचार अलाइन हो जाते हैं, वो एक ऐसा लेवल है कि जो विचारता है ना योगी, जो सोचता है वही मैटीरियलाइज हो जाता है। तो वो और भी तांत्रिक से जो एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी है वो मांत्रिक टेक्नोलॉजी है, जिसको हम असंप्रज्ञात लेवल पे बोलते हैं। और जो तंत्र, जितना तंत्र साहित्य है उसके बेस पे जो टेक्नोलॉजी मिलती है वो सारा तांत्रिक है। अपने शरीर को इस प्रकार से साध लेना योग साधना से, अन्य ऑस्टेरिटीज से, कि आप बहुत से कार्य, आपको मशीन की आवश्यकता नहीं, आप स्वयं वैसे ही कर सकते हैं।
जी, इसका मतलब तांत्रिक थोड़ा सा लो लेवल हो गया,
तंत्र लो है, मंत्र तो हाईएस्ट लेवल है।
जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। एक और मैं थोड़ा सा एक जस्ट एक क्यूरियोसिटी के लिए, जैसे आपने कॉपीराइट की बात की, तो कॉपीराइट का जो कॉन्सेप्ट कहीं से हमारे तो भारत में इस तरह का कुछ तरह का सोच नहीं था कि इट वाज
टेक्नोलॉजी में भोज लिखते हैं समरांगण सूत्रधार में। पारंपरिक कौशल है, ये परंपरा का कौशल है भाई। मैं ऐसा सारा यहाँ पर उसको एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता। तो फिर वो लोग क्या करेंगे? देखिए, हमारे यहाँ एक परंपरा रही, हर व्यक्ति, हर कुछ फैमिलीज थी, हर फैमिलीज में कुछ न कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी थी, कोई न कोई काम करता था, उन सबका उससे निर्वाह चलता था। तो वो सब अपनी अपनी फैमिली के ही काम को आगे बढ़ाते थे। जो गिल्ड्स की बात आती है, टेक्नोक्रेट्स थे, उनके नाम शिल्पी कहा, किसी को कुछ कहा। इस देश में बहुत बड़ी टेक्नोलॉजी रही, कहीं वस्त्र उद्योग थे, आप सूरत है, बिहार में मधुबनी है, वो सब लोग वस्त्र का काम करते थे। तो हर उसमें इलाके में कहीं ना कहीं स्पेशलाइज्ड वर्क हो रहा था। आपका सरगुजा है मध्य प्रदेश में, यहाँ सारा लोहे का, स्टील का निकालने का काम होता था। तो कहीं सोने का, कहीं सिल्वर का, कहीं कॉपर का, कहीं वंग का, कहीं कितना, कहीं औषध का ही सारा वो चल रहा था, पठारों पे, पर्वतों पे। तो अलग अलग डिपोजिट, अलग अलग क्षेत्र में अलग अलग वो थे, वो स्थान थे जहां पर ये काम होता था।
तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि
देखिए, ज्ञान में किसी का कॉपीराइट नहीं, देखिए ज्ञान में कॉपीराइट नहीं है, टेक्नोलॉजी में था।
टेक्नोलॉजी में था।
हाँ, मतलब उसको आप अनवेल कर देंगे उस रहस्य को, तो दूसरा भी बना लेगा ना।
अच्छा, ऐसा कंसेप्ट था ये
हाँ,
थोड़ा
ये राजा
मुझे।
भोज लिखते हैं, मैं तो उनको
अच्छा,
कोट
अच्छा।
किया। मैं भी आश्चर्य में था कि देखो
हाँ।
अब हम कॉपीराइट की बात करते हैं, यहाँ भी कॉपीराइट हो रहा है।
जी, जी, जी। नहीं, नॉलेज में एक तो हम सुनते हैं जैसे ज्ञान जो गुरु या जो महात्मा लोग या संत लोग या जो बड़े लोग जो पहुंचे हुए लोग ज्ञान पात्र को ही देते हैं तो सीक्रेट रखते हैं, तो वो तो एक सीक्रेसी वाला एक पॉइंट था इसमें।
नहीं, वो ऐसा है ना, देखिए
हाँ।
कुछ हर क्रूशियल नॉलेज हो सकता है,
जी, जी,
वो
जी।
हर आदमी को नहीं दिया जा सकता
हाँ,
ना।
नहीं
जैसे
दिया जाता
हथियारों का
पात्र,
ज्ञान है, आप
पात्र।
किसी को देंगे, अब सब उग्रवादियों के हाथों में हथियार
हाँ।
आ गए, वो आपको चैन से
हाँ,
बैठने नहीं देगा कोई।
ये कंसेप्ट तो हमने सुना था, लेकिन ये कॉपीराइट वाला पहली बार सुन रहा हूँ वैसे आपसे
हाँ,
इस।
नहीं, वो तो आप
हाँ,
जितनी बार
नहीं,
मेरा
नहीं।
लेक्चर सुनेंगे, नई नई बातें सुनेंगे ही।
चलिए, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, थैंक यू।
हाँ जी। मैं
Okay,
बताऊं,
thank you, thank
प्रोफेसर
you.
बीसी चौहान सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी धर्मशाला में है। प्रोफेसर बीसी चौहान इज ए फिजिसिस्ट इन सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी धर्मशाला, कांगड़ा. In fact, I gave information to all my friends just now,
Yeah,
that if they are available, they can
thank
attend.
you.
थैंक यू, नमस्ते।
Thank you. Because of short of time, I may have to close. But before that, I will give to Dharmendra. We just missed him, no, in that earlier time. Only one question. After that, my request to all others who have raised their hand, please send your question by email, and we'll forward to Professor Ravi Prakash ji and get his solutions to you back. Send your email and send to us because of lack of time.
Even in Google form, you can share your questions.
Yes,
You
we'll
can your
try to
email.
get email. So we'll get the answers get communicated from Professor Ravi Prakash ji, and I know he will be kind enough to spare his knowledge on that.
Yeah,
And
yes.
thank you. And before closing, I would like to say, usually I am very particular in time because 1 hour was given. I was so much absorbed and gained knowledge and found this subject to be important. That's why I extended the time giving questions, answers. It's very important to interact. That's why this time was given. I'm thankful to Dr. Sastry ji for giving me this opportunity, and I'm sorry for extending the time without your consent, but then it is in the public interest. Shastri ji, now you can take for final comment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Firstly, I want to say my heartfelt acknowledgements and thanks to the Professor Ravi Prakash Arya, and he was, I think, more than 50 participants who attended this lecture. I would like to thank everyone, each and everyone. And the upcoming event is also very interesting event that is going to be held on 23rd, 23rd of March by Arun Kumar Upadhyaya, Dr. Arun Kumar Upadhyaya. He is also a great scholar. And please save your time and success the meetings, because these people are like Arya ji and Arun Kumar and all the like people are very, they have dedicated their life, even though Arun Kumar Upadhyaya is IPS officer, even though he learned Sanskrit and now he is doing a excellent work in the area of Vedic sciences. Mainly in so many domains he is working. And these SRIVT celebrations, last 25 years, we involved in product development and technology development based on the Arsha Vijnana. So I referred nearly 450 technological series uh, and collected some of them, and Samarangana Sutradhara, and I translated Vimana Shastra in Telugu and English, decoded, and I have experimented number of products and who described in the Vimana Shastra. So now our institute is working for DRDO and ISRO also. We worked for ISRO on special materials. Now, as Devi Prasad Mishra ji told, a lot of resistance in my earlier days. Now, we developed recently aluminum hydrate, which is first of its kind in India, and a number of nanomaterials, explosives, based on our ancient science and technology. So this has to be taken for a long time. No institute should not depend on the individual. So I'm also looking for the successes. So kindly, everyone, please share your all individual groups and let us create a very good dayas for the future. Uh, I am ready to serve in any manner, no problem. I would like to respect everyone and please continue our series. And also, I am requesting everyone who you are working in this area, please let us know. Please send their contacts or emails. We will request them to give the lecture. Actually, we can also conduct this weekly also. And the time, now I am thinking the regarding time because some abroad persons also they are sending emails. So already announced time is morning time 11 o'clock next week. I request him to make it evening 5 p.m. because USA and other countries people also easy for them to join. Uh, and please be in touch. We will be announcing from time to time everything. Thank you all. Thank you so much for this wonderful lecture by Professor Ravi Prakash Arya ji and good questions from learned scholars. Thank you so much. I feel this series of lectures is successful and the success to be continued uh, in upcoming all events. Thank you to PG Roger also who
Thank
presided
you.
over the function. And thank you to Karthik, Aamanchi, and my staff who are supporting the total event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you
Shastri
all.
ji.
Om
We
Sahana Bhavato Sahana Bhanakto Sahaviryankaravavahe Tejasvinavadhetavasnamavit Vishavahe Om Shanti 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 Sarve Jana Sugino Bhavanto Loka Samasta Sugino Bhavanto Om Shanti. Namaskar to everyone.